Hello, my name is Des O'Neill and I'd like to welcome you to my Book Yourself Solid overview. Book Yourself Solid, as the name suggests, is all about booking yourself solid, but doing it with a difference. First of all, Book Yourself Solid, there are 3 themes which you need to be aware of that underpin the Book Yourself Solid system. The first one is that it's all about thinking bigger about who you are and what you offer the world. The second thing to understand is that Book Yourself Solid, it's actually a love story disguised as a business book. You see, as you live in the service of others, people who do not typically love the idea of marketing and selling, this is about getting you to fall in love with marketing and selling. The third theme of Book Yourself Solid is practicality. It's systematic, it's organised, there's a sequential process as you're building your future. So with Book Yourself Solid, step 1, I do this, step 2, I do this, step 3, I do this, and then I do this. And now you've built the future that you want. Before we get into it, I just want to introduce you to the 6 core self-promotion strategies. Because that's where a lot of people start. But you see, there's a myth. And the myth about marketing is that marketing gets you clients. Marketing doesn't get you clients. Marketing merely creates awareness of the products and services that you offer. It's what you then do with that awareness that gets you the business. So, what Book Yourself Solid is really about is, it is about how to get from that awareness stage to actually booking the business. And to do so, we have to start back before we ever get to our 6 core self-promotion strategies. So, the 6 core self-promotion strategies. Networking. This is about building deeper relationships with people we already know. Direct outreach. This is about developing relationships with people you do not know yet, but would like to know. For any service business, referrals, a cornerstone of self-promotion. Those first 3 promotion strategies within the Book Yourself Solid system, they're mandatory. The next 3 are optional. So, speaking strategies, writing strategies, web strategies. Look, we'll come back to the 6 core self-promotion strategies later in the session, but the self-promotion strategies, that's how they become aware of you. What do they do next? They come in and check out your foundation. What's Book Yourself Solid all about? So, in a nutshell, people become aware of you, they check out your foundation, you then earn trust through credibility and likability. Having earned trust through a combination of perfect pricing and simple selling, you have a sales conversation. You make a sales offer that's reflective of the amount of trust that you've earned. This is all about having the right conversation at the right time. And having once gone through the process, you repeat again and again and again until you're book solid. There are 4 modules in Book Yourself Solid. Module 1, your foundation. Within Module 1, there are 4 pillars. Module 2, building trust and credibility. Again, there are 4 building blocks. Module 3, perfect pricing and super simple selling. Only 2 parts here. And then Module 4, the 6 core self-promotion strategies that we've already touched on. You see, this can change your life. Imagine what it would be like to be book solid with the clients you do your best work with. Imagine what it would be like to be able to give full self-expression through your business. Okay, let's come back to the basics. Module 1, your foundation. I mentioned 4 pillars. Those 4 pillars are your red velvet rope policy, understanding why people buy what you're selling. 3, developing a personal brand identity. And then learning how to talk about what you do without sounding boring, bland, confusing. We're on a mission to kill the elevator speech. Okay, so the first pillar of your foundation, the red velvet rope policy. The red velvet rope policy is best described as a filtration system. Within the Book Yourself Solid system, we believe that there are some people you are meant to serve, and others not so much. You see, this is about loving what you do. This is about working with the people for whom you do your best work. This is about working with that those you serve love you. Who inspires you? Who motivates you? See, think about your current ideal clients for a minute. Who do you love working with and who do you do your best work for? You see, this is really about values. Your current star clients, what are their values? So, for example, who do they hang around with? What kind of ethics do they hold? What are their qualities and characteristics? What do they like to do? And how do they contribute to society? So, your red velvet rope policy is about creating this filtration system that ensures that you only work with the people for whom you do your best work. The next pillar within your foundation is to understand why people buy what you're selling. There are 4 parts to this. First of all, understanding who is your target market. Second of all, understanding what your target market need and desire. Thirdly, for you to establish what is the number one big result you can give them. And the 4th part is, what are the deep-rooted benefits that you can provide by working with you? So what are the financial benefits, the emotional benefits, the physical benefits, the spiritual benefits? There's 3 reasons why you should choose a target market. The first one is very easy. Where do you find them? So you know, if you've got a target market, you know where to go to find them. Now, I just want to differentiate here. Target market, there is a difference between target market and ideal. Target market is a sector, and it is a type of client in a particular niche. Your ideal client, they're the people who you like working with, that we've already established in our red velvet rope policy. See, the second reason for having a target market is that when you show up, they know you're dedicated to them because you picked them as a target market. You're not somebody who works with just about everybody who has a pulse and a checkbook. You've identified these people as somebody you want to work with. The third thing about having a target market is they will invariably already have established networks of communication. And if you can tap into that network of communication, it makes it much easier for you to spread your message quickly rather than doing a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit over here. So there's 3 good reasons for you to choose a target market. Having chosen your target market, it's about understanding what they want and need. How can you possibly market without knowing what they want and need? So this is about establishing what are the compelling desires that they're drawn to, and what are those urgent needs that they're moving away from. Understand wants and needs. When you've established what their wants and needs are, now it's about you being clear in terms of what the number one biggest result that you can help them get. Yes, you can do loads of things with your target market, but you want to have one big thing that you hang your hat on that you can give them. The 4th part of understanding why people buy what you're selling is getting to the bottom of the deep-rooted benefits. The financial, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. Visualize for me a second. Visualize an arrow. You put an arrow in the bow and you pull it back. You look out the string. What propels the arrow? What drives it forward? The financial benefits. The flight of the arrow. What directs the arrow? The emotional benefits. The shaft of the arrow. Strong and healthy. The physical benefits. And then the tip of the arrow. That sharp tip. The spiritual benefits. This is where the connection is made with their purpose. So, there are the 4 steps to understanding why your clients buy what you're selling. The third part of your foundation is your personal brand identity. This is about the real you. There's 3 parts to this. Your who and do what statement, your why you do it, and then your tagline. You see, in developing your personal brand identity, you need to choose how you are known in the world. Sometimes people are known for things, but you can choose. And you can choose it by using these 3 components of your who and do what statement, your why you do it statement, and your tagline. You see, when people consider you, they consider who you serve. So we've looked at our target market, part of our foundation. They consider what you can do to help them. In other words, their number 1 big result. But they also want to know why they would choose you. So what actually makes you tick? Emotionally, philosophically, and spiritually. And if you know what you stand for, you will attract those that you are meant to serve. Too many people don't know why they're doing what they're doing. And then they don't verbalize it. If we truly believe, as we do it in the Booker Solid system, that there are some people you are meant to serve and some not so much, we need to get to the bottom of this ourselves, and then we need to communicate it. So your who and do what statement, this is about who you help, how you do it. It doesn't have to be anything very complicated. Simplicity is the key here. The why you do it, this is deeper. And this is about the deepest you. It's about laying your soul bare. And it doesn't matter what you actually do or who your target market is. This doesn't have to be anything about what you do. This is about your why. And you see, ultimately it's your why will be why they choose you. And this is about a subtle, emotional, philosophical and spiritual connection. Your tagline, again, it doesn't have to be about what you do. This is about your why. This is about who you are. And remember, when you show up, you must be congruent. You need to be able to resonate with your target market. You see, this is about distinguishing yourself. It's about being more you. It's about being uniquely you. It's about showing up in your fully self-expressed form and bringing the real you to the table. You see, in the services businesses, distinction, it can be hard to achieve. Your clients, usually, whatever you're providing, it's typically provided by other providers. But don't look upon them as competition. You are meant to serve the clients you are meant to serve. There's plenty of clients for everybody in the world. So, the 3 components here of your personal brand identity, your who and do what statement, your why you do it, and then your tagline. So just what have we looked at so far in our foundation? So first of all, there's the red velvet rope policy. Then there is why people buy what you're selling. Then the next pillar is your personal brand identity. Now, how to talk about what you do without sounding boring, bland, confusing, or irrelevant. This is about not make it a pitch. This is about killing the elevator speech. You see, how to talk about what you do. Like, ditch the script. Just stop sounding like a robot with this pre-rehearsed 15-second pitch. Like, look at what we've done so far, and the people that you're meant to serve and your why. Just have a conversation. Like, listen, understand what they're saying. Now, you can use a 5-part formula here to talk about what you do. So this is clarifying who do I help, their biggest urgent needs, and I help them with those things by, and what's more, they experience deeper core benefits by working with me, and I would say the number one big result they get is. But this is an organic process. This is not about a script. Whether you have 3 minutes, 3 hours, or 3 days with somebody, listen. You know yourself the 5 key bits. Who do I help? Their urgent needs. I help them with those things by doing this. They experience deep core benefits and the number one big result they get. But we make that part of a conversation, not a pitch. Okay, so that's module 1, that's our foundation. So the 4 pillars are red velvet rope policy, why people buy what you're selling, developing your personal brand identity. You decide how you are known in the world. And the 4th pillar, how to talk about what you do without sounding bland. Okay, so let's move on to module 2, building trust and credibility. So at this stage now, they've checked out your foundation. Based on your awareness, they're checking out your foundation. Now you want to build your trust and credibility. 4 parts, 4 key building blocks to building trust and credibility. The first one is about building your credibility and likability. The second one is about developing a sales cycle process. The third one is having a keep in touch strategy, and the 4th one is developing killer information products. So, the first building block of credibility and likability. Like, who knows what you do and do they like you? That's really the question. It's not just about who you know, but it's about who knows what you know that matters. So, who knows what you do? Who knows about you? At a very basic level here, there are standard credibility builders. Things like having a professional email address, a business card, straightforward, simple, but professional. Having your photo, a professional image of who you are and who you want to portray. And in this information age, a standard credibility builder is a website. A professional looking site, professionally designed. The second element of credibility is standards of service. You see, in the age that we live, above average customer service is now the norm. And having above average customer service, that's no longer exceptional, that is now expected. And you see, the whole impact of likability on decision making, I think sometimes people underestimate this. And there's 4 elements to likability. It's about, at a basic level, it's about friendliness, it's about realness, it's about empathy, and it's about relevancy. You see, if you use the standard credibility builders, so our email, our website, our business cards, things like testimonials, maybe an advisory group, and then if you uphold the standards of service and continually give above average and more than what is expected. Now, from a credibility perspective, you may also need or want to become a category authority. Remember, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. You don't need to know everything about everything, but for your target market, you just need to keep a few pages ahead. There's a big difference between being an authority